You are listening to Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse, episode number 16. It's our Sweet 16. Today we will be talking about Olivia's Cafe.
Everything Disney in and out of the house. Two grown-ups and a mouse.
Hi there, I'm AJ.
I'm Andrew.
And you are listening to Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
Hopefully.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Well, if they're listening, then yeah, hopefully they're listening.
Profound.
So, we have a lot going on in our life right now.
Yeah.
We're kind of busy.
Very busy.
Very busy.
We keep working late.
We have been a little bit busy with work and I was going to say school, but neither one of us goes to school.
No.
We're,
Really just busy with work.
well, in life.
Mostly work.
Yeah. Well. So, because we have been a little bit busy, even though it is our Sweet 16, it is episode number 16, it is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but we'll get back on track in, a week or two. We'll be more up to speed, but we actually, within the next couple weeks, we will be going back to Disney, so we'll have some new pictures and new things to talk about.
Absolutely.
So that it's going to be exciting. But why don't we just get right into it?
Why don't we tell them where they can follow us?
Because I was going to save it to the end.
Okay.
I mean, they could follow us, but I wasn't going to talk about that yet.
They could follow us to Olivia's Cafe
Exactly.
at Old Key West Resort.
Old Key West Resort is a DVC, Disney Vacation Club resort.
Yep. One of the originals.
Yes. Yeah, it is. That and Saratoga are the two oldest, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah. Because Old Key West, we stayed at once.
We stayed at Saratoga as well.
No, but Old Key West did not, at least the building we were in, did not have any elevators. That was a little bit frustrating, but it was still a nice resort. I mean, it was a very, very nice room. It was spacious and everything.
Yeah.
But we aren't really talking about Old Key West, but we should one day. We should stay there again, talk about it again.
We should.
But right now we're going to talk about the restaurant, which is Olivia's Cafe, which we did eat at before.
A few times.
Yes, so we decided to go back there recently. It wasn't too long ago. We just went back there because we said we should go back.
Right.
We haven't been there in a while. And I think we talked about this in a previous episode. I really enjoy scallops. And it's the kind of food that it's a little difficult for me to cook. Plus, when you cook it and then you have to make a side dish, and when all is said and done, it's just as easy to have someone else cook it for you.
Sure.
That's, there's some dishes I feel like that by the time you buy the main course and the side dish and, the salad or the soup appetizer, whatever.
Except they're scallops. It's like the easiest thing in the world to cook.
Yeah, but, I'm not a great cook.
Well, that's true. You could bribe me. I'll charge you only, let's see, what does Olivia's charge for sea scallops? $27. I'll charge you $20.
Thanks, honey.
See? It's a bargain.
A gentleman and a scholar.
I think so.
But we did go back there, and honestly, that was one of the reasons that we did go there. Was because of the sea scallops. So, and there's another reason we went there, but I'll go in order.
Okay.
So, I got an appetizer. Crab cake.
Right.
And that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoy the crab cakes. Actually, there are a few restaurants in Walt Disney World Resort that sell crab cakes.
Right.
I mean, we had made crab cakes for Mother's Day one year, but the recipe that we have, which is in one of our Disney books, that restaurant is no longer there. It was on the boardwalk.
Right.
It was the previous iteration to which one is it? Il Trattoria, I think is the name of it.
No, it was.
No. But it was before that, because now it's the.
Wasn't it Flying Fish or something like that?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But
something like that.
But it was before Il Trattoria, and before that, it was the Greek.
Right. Yeah, the Cat Cora restaurant.
Yeah, so that it's changed a few times.
Right.
Or maybe it was Flying Fish next to it.
I don't remember. All right. Back from some research, and Flying Fish is still in business. And the crab cakes are from Flying Fish Cafe.
Yeah, the ones that we made for Mother's Day, because it was like, we're talking about it, and then I was like, wait, we need to stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I I'm pretty sure Flying Fish is still there. So, I mean, the other stuff we said is accurate. There, you know, there is a restaurant that that is now Il Trattoria, or Andrew's going to look up the name so we can give the proper name for it. We haven't eaten there yet. And they do have a breakfast there where you can meet Ariel and Prince Eric, or you can meet Rapunzel and Flynn. But when you look up the description online, it says that you don't know which one you're going to get.
Yeah, Trattoria El Forno.
Okay, so I was close. I had the Trattoria part.
I'm sure I've murdered that, and my Italian friends will be making fun of me for it.
Yeah, so there was that restaurant, and before that it was Cat Cora's restaurant, and before that it was something else. So that particular location, which is near Flying Fish, that one, for some reason, they've had issues being able to find a real niche for it.
Yeah.
But Flying Fish, we haven't eaten it yet. However, we did make the crab cakes from their recipe, and they were really good.
Yep.
Our family really enjoyed them, as did we. So, the point was there are quite a few restaurants in Walt Disney World that you can purchase crab cakes from that are quite tasty.
Sure.
So I do like to try them every once in a while. Well, and not at Walt Disney World. We've talked about this also at the Disney Vero Beach.
Right.
I tried the crab cakes again. I'd gotten them a long time ago, and they weren't to my liking so much, but I do enjoy crab cakes. So I tried them again more recently, and they were really good again.
Right.
So the ones at Old Key West were pretty good as well. It was a nice little appetizer, and you didn't get an appetizer, did you?
I did not.
Yeah.
Mostly because they are mostly seafood dishes. There's a conch chowder, conch fritters. Obviously, being Key West, there's a lot of conch on the menu.
I was just going to say, the restaurant in general, I mean, I guess you could call it a seafood restaurant, just like any other seafood restaurant. Even if you go to Red Lobster, you can order a burger. Might not be the best burger, but you can get a burger. Or, they'll have like one chicken dish, one hamburger, but the majority of dishes are aimed towards, it's more of a seafood restaurant.
Well, it's a mix. It's very much, as Disney theming goes, it's very Key Westy-ish.
Right. And when people,
it's not perfect, but and if you go to Key West, you'll see, all the restaurants obviously have lots of seafood. And they have lots of regular food, so it's not like when you go to Red Lobster and there's the token hamburger and a token steak and a token chicken, but it's a mix. It'll be a mix of 50-50. Some seafood, some this, some that.
Right, and that's why we were able to eat there, because I enjoy seafood and you're not a fan.
That's correct.
But they do have enough options where you don't feel limited.
Right.
In eating there. And so again, a big reason we went there was I got the 7 Mile sea scallops, and they were pretty yummy.
That's good.
Of course, I have a tendency to be kind of like Sally from When Harry Met Sally, and she wanted the apple pie a la mode, but she only wanted the apple pie if they had the ice cream, and they couldn't put the ice cream on it because they had to heat up the pie and the ice cream on the side. That's pretty much how I typically order.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a little bit picky, and I don't like my food touching, but I digress.
Either way,
don't make fun.
Child separation plates for AJ, please.
Yeah, we have a few in the cabinet.
Yeah, and some of the restaurants we go to, some of the wait staff know to bring that food to you in that fashion.
Yes, our regular server at Disney Vero Beach, she knows that I don't like my food touching, and she makes sure to serve everything separately, and it's wonderful. Right. And I love it. What did you get as your main course?
I had the southernmost buttermilk chicken.
And how was it?
It was delicious.
But you got it without the gravy, didn't you? Or
I got the gravy on the side.
Okay.
Because even though I make fun of you, I'm not crazy about all of my food always touching. Mostly because I don't like gravy on my mashed potatoes, because it's kind of... It doesn't really do it for me. You do need the gravy on the chicken, though, because it really, the two flavors go together. But they stack they put the mashed potatoes on the plate, then they put the chicken over top of it, and then they pour a bunch of gravy over top of it, and so.
Typically, but
Right.
In your case, they did not, as it was on the side. And that's what I was starting to say about the scallops. If you order them as they are on the menu, they're served over a soft polenta topped with an edamame, pancetta, succotash, and tomato vinaigrette.
Right.
And I had edamame succotash, not necessarily pancetta, but I had edamame succotash literally the day before because we were at NASA and we did the astronaut lunch.
Right.
So they had that on the menu. So when I saw that, I was like, I literally just had this yesterday.
Right.
Because I do like edamame. So instead, I think I just got it with potatoes. And
I think so.
You know, it was
I think didn't you get another vegetable on the side or something?
it was something
maybe.
really simple though.
Right.
You know, but the point being that it's Disney and they tend to be quite accommodating.
Oh yeah.
You know, it wasn't really a big deal that, you know, I said, "Hey, I don't really want this." So talk about serving everything on the side. Yes, everything was separate.
Right.
It was quite separate, but it was quite good. But that leads to probably my favorite part of the meal, dessert. I got a banana bread pudding sundae,
Right.
and it was yummy. It's funny because in general, I'm not a fan of wet bread, you know, so I don't like things like tiramisu or, you know, anything where the pastry or dough or, you know, gets wet.
Right.
But in this, the only thing that really makes it wet is the caramel sauce.
Right.
Because it's a banana Foster toppings, which is basically caramel sauce. I'm sure there's a lot more in there than what I'm saying, but that's what it tastes like to me, so that's how I'm describing it.
Right.
But their banana bread pudding is on the firmer side, so it's able to have something wet on the outside and not get too soggy. And, you know, so it still maintains enough denseness,
Sure.
you know. So it really is an enjoyable dessert. And this is coming from someone who grew up on chocolate, and chocolate is great and chocolate is wonderful. And they have a flourless chocolate cake, but I still opted for the banana bread pudding.
Right.
So
I think you have every time we've been there.
yeah, I tried it once and it was really good.
Right.
So yeah, I do tend to get that. If I'm going to waste calories, I'd rather waste it on dessert.
Well, and that makes for a good mix because you, like you said, it's hard for you to. A lot of restaurants don't have scallops, so this is a restaurant that does have scallops, and it has your caramel banana pudding, so it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
enjoyable.
now that you know they have a good crab cake, it's triple whammy.
Trapple?
Triple.
It's a trapple whammy.
Yeah. It's like triple, but just a little different.
I guess so.
Exactly.
But that's about all the time we have.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, like we said, we're kind of busy. But no worries, because we're here and we'll be back next week. Again, episode 17 might also be a little bit on the short side. So please forgive us if it is.
It could be.
And if it's not,
We'll have
woo!
to see how the week turns
Right.
out.
But either way, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
Thank you for following.
Yeah.
You know where you can find us, but just in case it came upon us in a fluke.
Yeah.
So, or if this is your first time here, if it is your first time here, you're going to want to listen to our other episodes. They're a little longer.
They're a little longer.
You'll get a little more out of them. But you can find us on Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
Yep. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Or the website, twogrownupsandamouse.com.
Yep.
Or on your favorite podcast listening system.
Yeah. We're on Apple iTunes, Google, Spotify.
You
and
name it.
Pretty much all the other ones.
Yeah, you name it, we're there.
Yep.
So we're pretty easy to find. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, because we will tell you what our episode is going to be.
Yep.
I'll give you a little preview. And on that note, I'm going to go do some work.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but I guess that means I have to say goodnight.
Or good morning.
Oh, yeah. They might not be listening at night. I always forget that.
Right.
I don't know how I forget it.
Good afternoon.
Or goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.